Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. So we are going to be doing our April garden tour today, which is a little bit closer to when I wanted to do it, but because there's like a lot of things blooming and the garden just looks really filled with color, I wanted to make sure that I capture that at this moment. You guys know with tulips, they have that point that it's going to fall off the stem, and we're also expecting rain tomorrow in the forecast. So I want to make sure that I capture this not only for you guys but for myself. It's truly been a transformation coming from just vegetable gardening to adding colors and trees and all of that stuff in the landscape as well. So I'm really excited to show you guys what's happening out here. But first, we are going to be starting on the deck with the green stalk planters. Currently I have 5 planted up, and then I'm going to do the other 2 sometime, maybe today or tomorrow. The first green stalk back here, this is the Asian greens, and I've already seen just some bolting happening. I'm not too happy about that. But I did go in like a crazy woman and try to pick out as much of the center bit as I possibly can. I'm just praying that I get one harvest. This is something that I struggle with every single year, just getting these out. I have some solutions that I want to put in for next year. And also you can replant them again for the fall. So if I don't get any harvest for the spring, I'll just go ahead and do the fall, or maybe I'll stop planting them out for spring and just do a fall planting. And then we have this is like a broccoli, cauliflower. I have some Chinese cabbage, and they're all putting on some nice growth. I've been making sure that I've been diligent about watering, and I already added some fertilizer. So we have some that are really putting on some good growth, and I've just been making sure that I rotate the planters every time I come out here so that they're getting an even amount of sunlight and nothing is being forgotten in the back. Then here we have the lettuce, the spinach, some kale, some celery at the bottom. We still have some pockets that I'm supposed to be putting in Snapdragon soon, and that will be happening pretty soon. I also added some shallots here. I just want to see how that turns out in the green stalk, even though I planted most of it out in the garden bed. And the Swiss chard is looking good. Everything is just exploding here. I will be starting some more lettuce seeds, just so that I could continuously have a harvest of lettuce. And I like to check the leaves as well for these, because sometimes things could be looking good and then you go a little bit closer and there's some aphids or something happening on the leaves. Here we go again with some lettuce, and then I believe this is supposed to be thyme, but it wasn't coming up as quickly, so I just popped in a sage in here. I also popped in some shallots here as well. And look at the fenugreek, guys. Isn't that beautiful? We have some cilantro that I could probably start harvesting on soon. Everything in this herb green stalk is doing quite well. I'm really happy with this. And then we have our seascape strawberries in this one is just crazy. Look at that, it has like 3 coming out already, very strong and stout. And then we have the celery at the bottom. Really enjoying having the celeries at the bottom of the green stalk, just the difference in the leaf texture and the edging of the leaf. It just brings a lot of interest and it draws your eyes down. Make sure I turn this one as well. And I did add like a good amount of fertilizer for this one, especially because you guys know strawberries are heavy feeders, and I want to make sure that I get a good amount of strawberries from these especially. As far as on the table, we just have a few things. The peppers we could probably start planting out soon. I'm going to put them both in the garden bed and also in the landscapes. Will be interesting. And I'm still trying to get some sweet potato slips from these sweet potatoes, but I didn't want to keep them inside anymore. I just didn't want to run the grow light, and then I don't spend as much time paying attention to like the water and all of that stuff. So the best place for everything was to be out here. Have some more ginger here, and then our tomatoes that we planted together, I'm going to come in and add some more soil so that it could start putting on roots more closely here as it grows up. Then we actually have some marigolds started here, and these are the snapdragons that I'll be planting out today. So not much going on. Just have to get these chamomiles out in the landscape. They are such a beautiful herb that I think they will do well being planted out, and just let them get really big and, you know, just have them dappled throughout. And here's a look at my lasagna planted planter, and we have this nice red tulip coming up here. The alliums are filling up the center. Definitely going to try this again next year. I'm just going to plan it out a little bit more, but I like how full and just the different leaf textures in it brings a lot of interest just by itself. So this is something that I'm definitely going to be trying again next year. Let's start over here this time. Nothing much really happening as far as these geraniums, but the blueberry in front, this is the peach sorbet. She's looking phenomenal, and as we go through the tour, you'll see that a lot of the blueberries are putting on their clusters to produce. So I really have to get on my game as far as what I'm going to use to protect them. Still have the hydrangeas back here planted here, but I'm going to move them, and I've been dumping all my extra starts that have been small, and I think, you know, they're going to root in, and this place is going to be just a mess of a lot of different things, which I'm not mad about. The cherry tree is no longer in blossom. I did try with my mom again to graft. This is the Rainier cherry stem onto the Van Sweet. It's not looking good. I don't know, but they stop the blossom right now, so I think it looks like we may get some cherries this year. I am really excited to finally start getting fruit from our fruit trees. This is the Rainier cherry that I grafted. Well, he took a part of the plant to graft it onto the Van Sweet. I'm thinking of just getting rid of this. I really don't have any space for another full-size cherry tree. Currently have 3 cherry trees, so I'll probably let her go after this last attempt at grafting. Come down here. I haven't been showing this part, but this is a mess. But this is normally the herb garden, and you could see some weeds have infiltrated the herbs. Up here is usually where I have the thyme, but I'm going to be moving this entire thing from right here, and I'm going to be planting a large tree here. I'm in between like a standard pear or some type of flowering tree. Let me know if you guys have any medium tree that you really like. Then back here is just a hot mess, honestly. I do have to come in and just refresh these containers here so I could place some of my peppers or eggplant in here as well. And then a lot of stuff happening back there. It's just, you know, everyone has their place where it just kind of becomes a dumping ground, and this is what this area is right now. But eventually it's going to be all cleaned up. The Bathsheba is, she has exploded. I said I was going to get a trellis and I still haven't done that yet. But you know what? My husband is supposed to do the lattice coming along here. So I think I'm just going to encourage him to get that because I think that would look better than if I just have a random trellis here. And then I will train it onto that, and that will be able to hold on to it so it could come closer to the deck instead of, it's almost like a foot or almost 2 feet away from the deck at this point. And then I'll be able to push it against the deck, and then it could kind of do its thing from there. So coming over here, I did remember what this rose is. It's the Atlas Rose from Proven Winners, and this is the beautiful apricot rose. It also does have a medium scent to it, which I really enjoy. And no pruning on her, no fertilizing. I've just watered her because she's kind of in this corner. I did forget to do all those things for her, but she is doing great without any of that. I do have to dig up this. This is the American elderberry. I do have to dig her up before she starts really rooting in this location. And then we still have this last bed to do, and I really want to get her done because this space will be so helpful as far as planting out a lot of things. I think after this is done, this is like the perfect size for me. Everything will essentially have a space. And then here we have the peas. This is the bouquet blend, if I'm remembering correctly, and I direct sow these, and they're about, I would say, 2.5 inches tall, nothing crazy. And then this one back here, very sporadic, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and replace it with something else. Here we have the Sunshine Blue, and you can see she's making her clusters here. And we also have the Sunshine Blue on the other side, and they're both looking really lovely. So I planted some daffodils over on this end. I had to darken the light a bit on this one so you could see her well, but look at this one. You have the cream outer petals, and then you have a much darker yellow in the middle. And then this one, you have a blend of the cream and then the bright yellow larger petals. And then over here we have the Dusty Miller down there. These kind of look like black-eyed Susans. I don't know, but there's a bunch of them. I'm gonna wait till they get a little bit larger, and then I'll decide to take them out. Since the last time that we looked over here at the broccolis and the onions, these are the Walla Walla onions, they have grown maybe an inch or inch and a half. They are looking really good. I'm so happy about this. So no complaints for this, but I do need to get them out earlier again next year. And then for this bed, which I missed on the last tour, I actually added some Walla Walla at the back end, all the way to right there. And then in front here, I did the shallots. And then I spent some time out here just thinning the carrots. I know a lot of people hate thinning carrots, but I found it really just like a nice, easy time. I brought my kneeling pad out here. I had a podcast in my ear, and I just did some different spacings. Like I did ones here that's about maybe 1.5 to 2 inches. Then we have about 1/2 inch here, and I'm just working and trying out different spacing for the different carrots. So hopefully they mature nicely and I could get a good harvest from this. But I'm really excited about this carrot bed because I didn't really do anything too crazy, right? I just made my grid, I sprinkled the seeds, and I didn't cover it or anything. What helped me a lot was the timing. The timing that I sowed these carrot seeds was at the height of spring, where at least in my area, we're getting a lot of rain. So that's like a big thing with carrots, is that you have the carrot seeds wants to stay moist in order to germinate. So either you are very on top of keeping that soil moist, or you'll put something like a board or that brown sack just to help retain that moisture, or even cardboard. But because I timed it just right, I didn't have to do any of that, and I thought I had amazing germination for my carrots. So maybe that's something that you want to consider next time you plant your carrots, to just time it for around the time that you're going to be getting a lot of rain, and that will take away a lot of the problems that you will come upon when you are sowing carrots. So I've been seeing this around a lot, and I can't remember for the life of me what the name is, but I know it's edible. It's almost like callaloo in a way. If you guys know the name, please put that down for me. I still have my yellow raspberry in here. I have some other raspberries and blueberries. I like the more chartreusey color for this one. What variety is this one? This one is the fall gold. And I'm going to be using the barrel containers for these plants. Then look at the broccolis here, guys. I just fertilized them, I think a day or two ago. Garlics are looking great. I did go ahead and add some borage plants in the back. Garlics are looking great here as well, and I went ahead and added some oregano in the back corner there. You can see it's like a cluster, so this should be a big clump of oregano pretty soon. And then we have the bull's blood that I still had to come in here and space out and thin out. So far, the garlic and broccoli combo is still doing really well. You could see the garlic has changed a lot. It's now maybe 3 times the height, or twice the height that we just saw it at. I also gave them some liquid fertilizer recently, and it looks like they're really enjoying that. I'm happy with that. And then I ended up coming in here and tying up these sweet peas. They always have a hard time just really latching on to this trellis. I just think that it's too much space in between. We have some broccoli here. The broccoli that was there is not looking too good. Still have the red ruby onions here and here. And it looks like we have a volunteer marigold right here. Same thing for over here, except the broccolis are much larger and no volunteer marigolds. But the sweet peas are about, I would say, twice the height of this one over here. That could just be a variety thing, but I'm really excited to see if I'll get some sweet peas finally. Broccoli here, garlic here is doing well. You could see you could If you compare the other garlics just by the thickness here, something with this is the chestnut red. They were the smallest one last year, and I wanted to give them another chance to maybe see if I put those larger ones from last year that they'll bulk up some more. If they don't, I think this is going to be the last year that I plant this garlic. I just really like my garlics a little bit bigger. It's just so much easier for me to peel and use. Same thing back here. And we have the bull's blood. There's a lot of these. Back here, the onions are doing a lot better. I did come in here and firm them up. It seems like the squirrels really like digging these out. I'm really hoping that they survive because this is all my ruby red onions, and I love my red onions from the garden. So if these don't survive, I'm pretty much screwed for red onions. Same thing over here. Some nice garlics, and then the turnips, pretty large. I do need to get in here and space these out. I'm just gonna think maybe later today I'll do that. Oh gosh, where did that hole come? Oh, that's from the wood. I was so nervous that it was you know who. Oh my gosh. And then we have the peppermint over here. Let me get closer for you guys, but I have to clean up all along here, so don't look too closely. But we have some black-eyed Susan, thank goodness, because I didn't have any good size one from the seeds that I started, so I'll plant these out. And then I also have peppermint that was in this bag that's coming back, but I'm going to do the video of me just cleaning out all of this soon and rectifying the pathway, so that should be looking a lot better soon. So here is the tulip that I planted last year, and it almost looks taller and better than it looked the first year, or maybe it just didn't come up, but look at that. There's 3 others right there. And then we have the blueberries, just putting on some nice berries here. I'm really excited. I just have to remember to cover these. I do not want to not get any harvest from my blueberries this year. Unfortunately, this one didn't make it for the video, but I think I took a clip separately on my phone, so I'm going to insert that here. But there was about 3 of them and they looked amazing. The peach stopped blossoming, but maybe we'll get some fruits. I'm not sure yet. Over here, nice berry clusters, nice daffodils. I like how ruffly this is, so nice. And then the cherry tree is doing well. When we come over here, the hydrangea that we had covered right here is already doing so much better. I'm gonna move her onto the rock wall pretty soon. I'm also going to be removing this almond as well, but she's also doing well in the shade. And we have some asparagus still coming up. We just harvested a bunch and actually had it for dinner. It was so good. My husband put it on the grill and it was so soft. My mom commented that it is so much better than the grocery store. And that's what you'll find a lot of times with a lot of things that you grow on your own. The difference is just amazing. We have the pomegranate. It's just now putting out these larger leaves. I'm really excited. I'm sad that I'm gonna have to move her though. I should have planned that out a little bit better. The peony has gotten about twice as tall. I placed some cloches over my smaller transplants only because my daughter had came in here to weed and I didn't want her to accidentally pull them out. Then we have this beauty here, and then we have this one as well. And then this beauty, I've really enjoyed seeing the apple blossom. I don't think I saw it last year because the tree was suffering from cedar rust, so I did not see the blossoms come out. So I am just in awe of the show that she's putting on. These petals are just gorge. Look at that. My goodness. My goodness. And then here's some more beautiful daffs. The rose campagna that I forgot to split, but I'm still gonna try to do that. The Emily Bront roses in the back are still doing well. We're just starting to get some blossoms from the Arkansas apple. Doesn't look as like dainty as the Gala apple, but still very, very beautiful. You can't really tell the difference if you're not looking at them together. And then the blossoms of the pink lady, they are larger in size. I don't really see the pink portion that I'm seeing for the Gala. Maybe that will come a little bit later. But wow, wow, wow. Here we have the artichokes and the tetradill that we just planted, and that is going well. I decided that I will be planting strawberries just along the front part of the bed. I just can't resist. I love me some strawberry plants. And then if I step up here, you'll see some asparagus that I didn't get to dig out as yet. And then we have the beautiful phlox that's currently in bloom that I also didn't get to dig out, but I want to get all of this out and moved. He has some nice daffs here. I'm trying to see if I see a different one for you guys. Let me fix the solar fountain situation. Every time I put water in here, my girls, when they're playing like water fights, they'll take it out of here and then I had to go replenish it again. These strawberries that I just planted under the Red Haven peach is looking great. No one is looking like they're about to die yet, at least. Then we have, oh, it's really so hard capturing the true color of these daffs, but my oh my, they are beautiful. And then here are the beautiful tulips. We have some yellow, some pinks, some purples. And look at this blueberry that was once struggling. Look at that. So many clusters. Oh, yes. The Red Haven peach has finished blossoming, and I am really hoping that we actually get some peaches this year. I believe we will, actually. I think all of these has the potential of being a peach. So we're gonna wait and see when they get maybe to like the size of a nickel or dime or quarter. We'll come back in and do some thinning. The lilac is blooming, and you know that this was struggling last year. We didn't get any blooms at all, but I went in and I pruned her, and I'm probably gonna stake this part up because it's coming more in front. So after the pruning, she's really enjoying that. I know I want to prune her again, and I have to do it right as she's done blooming, because I know that lilacs bloom on old wood, and I don't want to potentially take off any of their blooms for next year by pruning it too late. We have some nice tulips here as well. The coral bells are getting larger. Some tulips. I planted my goji berry back there, and I believe that's the panorama red something. I don't remember. I thought this aronia berry, this is the Nero variety that's supposed to get, I believe, max 4 feet. I thought this was dead. And it's coming up. I'm going to possibly move her from back here, maybe towards the right here, and then I could maybe pop a tree somewhere back there. Dusty Millers to the front. Some yarrow, some new daffs coming up. Oh, she's so dainty and cute. Then I also planted some Brussels sprouts. Remember I told you guys I wanted to do more of a permaculture garden, so I am trying to mix my edibles with flowers and just having a very diverse landscape. Here is the Grenada pomegranate. Oh, these leaves are so cute. Look at the color variation. Oh my goodness. Like there's not, it looks pretty bare, but because of how striking these tiny leaves are, it brings so much interest. I love this plant. We have our winter sown plants back here, and we're gonna open that soon in a video and plant those out, but I didn't forget about them. Then the hydrangeas here doing well, and we are about to have a show of tulips here as well. So there's gonna be some going out. This is a red one here. I don't remember I think a lot of things just stayed in the ground and I added things on top of them. And I wouldn't normally add like this blend of color, but it looks so good. The red here is just so striking. It has almost like a tinge of pink and yellow, so it all works really well together. Same thing for here. We have some tall, some short. These are definitely some forget-me-nots, and they are beautiful. I'm going to spread them out somewhere else as well. Look at this. Gosh, I could not have done a better job if I planned it. I'm happy I didn't plan it out too much, but I think these are going to be a pink one. I'm not even sure. I didn't even remember that I got a taller tulip and planted it back there. Blueberry here looks like it's dying. I don't know, I may just need to have to prune it back hard and hope it recovers. You can see I have a squirrel problem. They just come here and dig in my things. The coral bells here are looking a lot better, and then I added this trellis, and I'm going to be having cucumbers growing in there as well. So nothing much has changed in the front. The tulips are looking pretty similar to how they did, but one thing that is adding to the show are these strawberry blossoms. So you can see those small white blossoms. Just looks beautiful mixed with the tulips. Then we went ahead and added, I went back in the videos, this is the Saint Teresa grape, and she actually split into 4, which is perfect. So we trained 2 going this way, and hopefully it fills in this area and creates some privacy. And then we trained 2 to go this way, and hopefully that does the same thing. I'm thinking I should add the, what's it called? The Thompson grape here. But I don't know if the Saint Teresa is going to cover this entire thing, or just if I could train it to just go maybe midway right here, and then have the Thompson go here, and then the others go along here. That way I could do something else for the other side. Let me know if that could happen, or if I just have to keep this entire area for the Saint Teresa and then put the Thompson on the other side. One more look at this red tulip that I'm going to fish out of here once it's done blooming and put it somewhere that it could really be appreciated. So that is going to be it for our April garden tour. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you can continue to see the progress of the garden throughout the summer months, and maybe I'll do some in the winter months as well. But thank you guys again. Until next time, Irie up yourself. Bye.